What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about what to say when somebody says, "How much do you charge?" I'm going to explain the psychology behind what I'm about to go over with you guys. I'm going to break something down for you. Now, before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know of a little mini series. It's going to be happening for the month of September. And the mini series is the countdown to the PT Domination All Access Virtual Summit. Now, on September 29th and 30th, we're going to be hosting a 2-day virtual summit for online fitness coaches. It's going to be 100% online. And just to be clear, to work with me and PT Domination, it costs, between $3,000 and $5,000 to get started. But the virtual summit is going to be on sale for $97, and you guys can attend and learn from me and my coaches directly. So if you're interested, go to www.ptdomvirtual.com. Again, that's www.ptdomvirtual.com. I'm going to be doing little mini 10-minute episodes all the way up until the event to basically promote the event and tell you guys I'm super excited about it. And I want to give you guys some value leading up to the event. So again, if you want to get a ticket, go to www.ptdomvirtual.com and you guys can get a ticket for the 2-day virtual summit. Now, what to say when somebody says, "How much do you charge?" Now, before I get into this, I need to let you guys know that when somebody asks you about your prices, you can't give them away. You can't. Because the person that talks and the person that's asking the questions is in control of the conversation. And so if you're trying to sell an online coaching product to your prospect and they start asking you questions and you start answering those questions, they are now in control of the conversation. And so as an online personal trainer, when somebody asks us about our service, they ask us about our price, the first thing we need to understand is we cannot give the prices right away, because if we give the prices away right away, they're going to judge our program based on the price of the program and not based off the value that we can provide for them. So what do? Right? When somebody asks you straight up, "How much do you charge?" Like, how do we basically, for lack of a better term, dance around the question so that we can get the information that we need to be able to deliver them the right product that they need? This is how we do it. Okay. So we need to collect data. That's the #1 thing that we're trying to do in the sales process, is we're trying to collect data, because the more data that we can collect about the prospect, the more likely we'll be able to make them an offer that they're going to say yes to. If we don't understand the prospect, if we don't understand what they want, if we don't understand their goals, the likelihood of them wanting to purchase our product is slim to none. And so how do we collect data? Somebody asks us, I'm inquiring about your coaching rates. Let's talk about the DMs first. So if somebody asks you how much you charge in the DMs, you literally want to reply and you want to be like, "Hey, thanks so much for sending me a message. I appreciate you." And this is what you say first. "I've got a bunch of different programs for different budgets, comma, but first, would you mind if I ask a couple questions about your fitness journey to see if I could help you or not?" Again, if somebody asks you in the DMs and they're like, "How much do you charge?" you say, "I've got a program that fits all budgets, but first, would you mind if I ask you a couple questions about your fitness journey to see if I can help you or not?" The reason you want to frame it like this is you want to let them know, like, you want to basically answer their questions without answering their question, letting them know that you've got programs with different price ranges. And then you want to ask for permission to ask questions. And this applies to any person that's asking you about prices in the DMs. "I've got different programs for different budgets, but first, would you mind if I ask a couple questions about your fitness journey to see if I can help you or not?" I also want to emphasize the "or not" point. The reason you want to say "or not" is you basically want to imply that you're not attached to the conversation. Like, I'm not attached to whether or not you join my program. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions to see if I can help you or not. Means that it's like you're in control of that conversation, because there's a possibility that you might not be able to help. Cool. Now, what do you do if somebody persists about the price in the DM? So like, "Honestly, I'm just interested in pricing." And they're asking again, "I just need to know the price. How much does it cost?" At that point, if somebody's being persistent, even after you've said that, I would just tell them straight up, programs range between $99 to $397. And then I would take control of the conversation again. And I would say something like, "But honestly, I don't accept everybody that applies for the program. So first, would you mind if I ask a couple questions to see if I can help you or not?" And I would literally just re-ask the question. So you want to, if somebody's being persistent about the price, usually it's because they don't have a lot of money to spend, straight up. The only people that are actually super persistent, "I need to know the cost. How much does it cost?" Those are usually people that don't have the money to spend. And so I will just tell them straight up, like, it's between $99 and $397 or whatever your prices are. But again, you want to take control of that conversation again. "But I don't accept everybody who applies for my program. So first, mind if I ask a couple of questions, see if I can help you or not?" Now, let's say you're on a sales call, right? You are on a sales call with a prospect. You're going through the offer. You start the call. which I'm not going to get into the full sales psychology of this. But if you guys want me to do a podcast on the sales psychology of being on the phone, just say sales psychology and just let me know. But you're on a call and somebody asks you, okay, so like what, like how much does it cost? Like you're in the middle of the call, you're asking about their goals. You're like, how much does it cost? Again, what you're going to say is, well, I've got a bunch of different programs for different budgets. But first, I just want to ask you a couple questions about your fitness journey so that I can recommend you the best one. Is that fair? Usually they'll say that's fair. If they don't, and they're like, no, just like tell me the price, I'll be like, okay, it's between $99 and $397. Are you looking for the cheapest program, a cookie cutter program, or are you looking for the best program? Again, you want to take back control of that conversation, right? So if somebody's like, how much does it cost? And you say, well, I've got a bunch of different programs, different budgets, but first, mind if I ask you a couple questions, see if I can help? And they're like, just tell me the price. I would literally be like, okay, it's between $99 and $397. Are you looking for the cheapest option, or are you looking for the best option? And at that point, like anybody that says the cheapest option, I would just like either end the call there, or they're just going to tell you they want something cheap, in which like, I don't really want to work with cheap clients. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to work with cheap clients. So I'll just like be like, it's $99. Are you looking for the cheapest option or the best option? Like, oh, like I'm looking for the best option. And be like, okay, cool. Well, like you told me you've tried a bunch of different diets. You've tried keto, intermittent fasting. You've been struggling with weight for 2 years. Do you want a permanent solution to your problem? Or are you looking for something cheap and cookie cutter? And then you can take control of the conversation again by being like, if you are looking for something cheap and cookie cutter, I can refer you to a cheaper trainer that I know that does cookie cutter programs. Is that something that you want, or are you looking for something more custom? Yeah. So again, you guys, sales conversations are all about who's asking the questions. They're all about who's asking the questions. The person that's asking the questions is in control of the conversation, period. That's how it works. And so when somebody's asking you about your cost and they're asking you how much you charge, they're trying to take control of that conversation. Whereas the ideal scenario to be in when you're on a sales call is for you to be in control of the conversation. So you basically want to lightly ask and you lightly answer their question, and you want to redirect and take control of that conversation by asking them another question. So again, if somebody asks you your prices in the DMs, what you're going to say is, I've got a bunch of different programs or different budgets, but first, would you mind if I ask a couple questions to see if I can help you or not? Same thing when somebody says that on the sales call. If somebody persists and they're like, tell me the price, be like, okay, well, my programs range between $99 and $397 per month, if this is in the DMs, but I don't accept everybody who applies for the program. I need to make sure you qualify. So may I ask you a couple questions to see if I can help or not? If they're like being persistent and almost annoying about the price, they're likely going to be a shitty client anyways. Let's just be real. Anybody that's balking about a program price before you even get on a call with them is like, that's not going to be a prospect that's going to be excited about joining. And usually that indicates that you haven't built up enough authority online, or this prospect is new to your audience and they don't trust you enough. That's usually one of two things. If you're on the call with somebody and they're like persistent about the price, so you say, mind if I ask a couple questions? He's like, help or not? And they're like, I just want to know the price. I would say, again, my programs range between $97 to $397 per month, but I don't accept anybody, like just everybody. So like, are you looking for something like the cheapest trainer, or are you looking for the best trainer? Like are you looking for something cookie cutter, or are you looking for the best program? Like, I'm looking for the best program. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, if you do want the cheapest trainer, I can refer you to somebody that does cookie cutter meal plans. But if you want something custom, like I can ask you a couple questions and basically make an assessment on whether or not I can help. Is that fair? Right? So you're basically framing it as the cheaper option is the cookie cutter option, and the more expensive option is the one that's more custom and designed specifically for them. All right. So guys, that is it. That is all. If you are tuning into this live and you want to listen to this on the podcast, you can go to the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. I've got over 950 episodes specifically for online trainers. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcast. Again, that's the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast on any phone, on any app, whatever. Just search it up online. You guys will find me. And last thing I just, again, want to say, if you're listening to this podcast and you're getting value and you want to learn from me directly, you guys can go to www.ptdomvirtual.com. I'm hosting a 2-day online trainer virtual summit, and we're bringing together the best online trainers on the market so we can extract their secrets and help you grow. Not only are you going to learn from me, I'm going to be doing 2 speeches that weekend, but you're also going to be learning from some of my top performing students and coaches inside of PT Domination. We're talking about students that are making anywhere from $30,000, $50,000 to $300,000 per month. They're going to be speaking on marketing, sales, content, delivery, everything that you guys need to grow a coaching business. So go to www.ptdomvirtual.com and you can secure your ticket. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you have the best day of your entire life. We'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.